We're back. Anyway, sorry, technical difficulties. Happy hour. It's Wednesday, and the date is April 22nd. Hump day, everybody, whatever that means anymore. Anyway, hi. So what I was saying is I've got a great Instagram live. Here, let's see if, let's see. She's not on there yet. Anyway, a great Instagram video that I did with Time Magazine, my friends at Time, all about, I think we're almost there. Hold on. Anyway, it's about a chaplain at Mount Sinai. It's so moving. She's an extraordinary person, and I'm super excited to share this video with you all. So hold on 2 seconds. Hold on. Now we can't get the picture of me. I feel like, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, here we go. I think my special guest is about to appear. Anyway, her name is Caitlin. She's 26 years old, and she's awesome. Hello! Look who we have, Uzo Aduba. Hi, Uzo. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
You are so sweet to join me and to spend a little time with us. How are you doing, Uzo?
I'm doing okay. I'm here in Brooklyn, hanging inside the house, of course, for the most, I'm doing okay. It's pretty wild to imagine that this is still going 6 weeks later. But hanging in, staying in, more important, because, trying to protect those other people outside, and finding new things to occupy my time. And I'm talking to you. How bad can I be?
Oh, well, I'm so happy to see you. And I know this whole process has been a long time, but I think it's great. You're setting a great example for people that we still have to shelter in place, practice social distancing. Right. And by the way, Uzo, it's a fantastic time to watch your amazing new show on Hulu.
Yeah, right.
It is awesome.
By crook, right?
Huh? Yes. Well, listen, I finished all 3 episodes. They were awesome. And I loved the theme song. It's called Mrs. America, you guys. It's about the ERA. I remember these days, and I'm sorry, it has the best opening credits. I can't wait to talk to you about your role, but I actually pulled up the opening credits so I could play it for everybody.
Oh,
this brings back memories of my early high school years. I think I was in 9th grade maybe when all this was going on. Mm-hmm. You were, of course, not even a twinkle in your father's eye or whatever you call it, but here it is. Hold on.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I love it.
Isn't it great?
The graphics are so awesome in it, and it feels like Peter Max vomited on my screen or something. But tell everybody who did the opening credits, because I've noticed, Uzo, that more and more people are trying to be really, really artistic and creative with opening credits. I think it sort of started with The Crown.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say.
I'll drink.
Got it. Our producers, Stacy Scher and Coco Francini and Kate Blanchett, along with our directors, Ryan and Anna, who were really, really passionate about the vision of putting this piece together with the creator and producer, Davi Waller. And really, everybody was keen, from costumes to hair to makeup to everything, down to the credits, to make sure that it really had that authenticity and truth to it as far as story, and really wanting to bring people back to that time from minute 1. And that starts with the credits, so people can really, start to live inside of that world.
And I love, they did such a good job, but they also did an incredible job pulling out the music from the era, and which I think added so much. And as I said, for me, I'm 63, so I remember so well. That was kind of the music of my youth and very formative. But anyhow, let's talk about your role. So you play Uzo, Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to you about Phyllis Schlafly in a minute, because Kate
Please.
Blanchett was awesome as
Phenomenal.
Phyllis Schlafly. And I felt like I learned so much about Phyllis Schlafly. But let's talk about Shirley Chisholm. First of all, that must have been such a thrill for you to play Shirley Chisholm in this series. What was your reaction when they reached out to you, or how did it all come about?
My reaction when they reached out initially, I was so excited, honestly, Katie, when I heard about it, because, you know, my mom was a huge Shirley Chisholm fan and supporter. And so, you know, when I told her I got this job, she said to me, "My fighting Shirley Chisholm," remembering, you know, one of her slogans.
Yeah.
And I was so excited about it. And I mean, I knew of her from like a kid's eye of who she was. Like,
Right.
oh, I like her because my mom likes her. But I became really excited because right after I had moved to New York, I had read this book called The African American Century, and it chronicled from 1900 to 1999, and each chapter had someone, you know, remarkable in history, and one chapter was dedicated to Shirley Chisholm. And that's when I really got to understand who this woman was, what a, you know, a badass she was, quite frankly, you know, and that she was standing up in such a way and doing such a remarkable thing at such an unexpected time. So I was excited, scared, but ultimately really excited and just wanting to do right by her.
Yeah.
To the best of my ability. That was my
goal. I think you did an incredible job, because I think you know, we see her as this cultural figure, but I don't think people saw the fire in her necessarily. And I was sort of young when that election came out, and I admired her deeply, but to capture sort of what motivated her and how she had to navigate the feminist movement, and also as a Black woman, navigate sort of kind of the racial dynamics that were going on in the country at the time. I remember one of her advisors, or somebody, I forget what role he had, but he said, are you a candidate for Black people, or are you a candidate for women? And I think that encapsulated navigating those two different interests, and how intersectionality, if you will, wasn't really fully realized at the time.
Absolutely. And that, and I think without question, that's 100% true. And I think some of the biases that she was constantly having to find her way, you know, mine her way through those waters, were ever present, despite maybe, you know, the blind spot that may have existed towards it within the women's movement, you know?
Yeah, it was interesting to me, Uzo, to see like the dynamics between Bella Abzug and Shirley Chisholm, and sort of the power dynamics about when you get out and when you put your support behind George McGovern, and then of course Gloria Steinem's role in all of it, and Tracy Ullman is so funny as Betty Friedan.
Brilliant.
I know
Brilliant.
Tracy a little bit. I can't wait to write her and tell her what a great job. Betty Friedan was really unappealing. I didn't realize, or at least in this series, I feel like she was incredibly unappealing.
Well, you know, it was this really hard negotiation to watch, at least. And I thought Tracy did such a brilliant job with it, where here is this is the woman who, you know, jumped in the pool first, you know? Right. She was the first one, and to be the first, and then to see a new day come within the movement, and the uncomfortability of that, and really wanting to try and carve out her own place. I thought Tracy did a brilliant job with that. And she, P.S., is also a phenomenal human being, as are all
I love her. I love Tracy Ullman so much. Phenomenal. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. Yes. But, you know, it's also, Uzo, so interesting that you saw you know, of course, there were a lot of politics within the movement. Oh, yeah. And it's so interesting to see sort of the power struggles that were going on. And but one of the things that I also thought was so interesting is Phyllis Schlafly. I didn't realize, I didn't give her full credit for how smart she was.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
saw her as an anti-feminist, but I didn't realize how shrewd she was, and that this was in many ways an early example of misinformation, and a
Mm-hmm.
misinformation campaign that influenced people. And now, of course, we see that in to such a large degree.
Absolutely. And I mean, I thought our show creator, Davi, did a really smart and brilliant thing of telling the story through her lens. Because, firstly, oftentimes history is told, the account is told through the victor, and she was the victor. She was the victor. So naturally, that is where the story should begin, and the vantage point, we should be seeing the story through. But I thought it was so also interesting that she told it through that lens, because you know, after having won, I think it really begs the question, well, what did you win? What was advanced or successfully achieved through your battle? And I think a lot of, and what do we owe to you in today's climate? Phyllis Schlafly, right?
Well, and Phyllis Schlafly, before she died, she endorsed Donald Trump,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting too. It made me want to go back and read more about her. And, it made me want to go back and watch her debate. Was it Betty Friedan
Yes. Yes.
on the Phil Donahue show?
Yes, she debated that, and it was really a pretty uncomfortable debate, to be honest. To watch, because what you said is 100% correct. This woman was, she, if we don't take a moment in history to pause and note her relevance and importance, then I believe then we've missed the message there, because she was an incredibly smart woman, an incredibly savvy and shrewd woman who was working for a side of the conversation that didn't really reflect her own life.
Right.
Um, going in line with your point of misinformation, this is a woman who's fighting a cause that she does not personally subscribe to. So,
But what was so interesting too, Uzo, to me, is that she really had political aspirations.
yeah.
By the way, you guys, please, if you have some questions for Uzo, I'm sure a lot of people want to know about Orange is the New Black. But I just was going to say she had these really strong political aspirations,
Mm-hmm.
and yet she was trapped in an era where those aspirations couldn't be realized. So as a result, she really channeled
That's right.
all of her energy and all her political activism into thwarting something that actually would have ended up really helping her.
Right. But I think, this is a question for Kate to really answer, but I think what Kate did brilliantly in that was to show the complexity of her actions, how she was a smart woman, and she was a woman who wanted to be a part of the political, arena and be taken seriously. And it was unfortunate from, as a viewer, fortunate that she was able to achieve that strictly for herself, but in so doing was, marginalizing women at large. So she
Yes.
gained, but she had a personal gain. But the movement, what it was, again, what she was doing in terms of her life, no other woman was really gaining in that sense. And I thought Kate really did a beautiful job
Yeah.
laying out the cost of her choices, what those looked like, because even what she was ultimately in pursuit of, she didn't even get
Yeah.
in the end. She wasn't appointed to any White House administration, cabinet. She didn't get her end game goal in the
Yeah.
end. So
I really admire, I mean, it's really interesting to see everything from her perspective, because it's a story that just hasn't been told yet. And anyway, you were awesome in it. I can't recommend the show enough. And people are asking if you miss playing Suzanne.
of course I do. I miss it in that she was just fun. She was a lot of fun. She was a good time. She was so just different from any character I've ever played before. Every single time. I miss the tribe of women too,
Yeah.
being around those girls, and or not that I don't see them still. I still see some, but it takes work now.
Yeah,
Is the
it's
difference.
different,
That's
right?
it takes work
You don't
now.
have forced companionship in the best possible way. Hey,
Exactly.
what are you looking at any roles? What are you up to now that you've obviously wrapped Mrs. America? What are you looking for? Are you doing anything right now?
Yeah. So once we all get out of here, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to work for HBO Max on Chimamanda Adichie's.
Oh, I love her.
Obsessed with her.
Love, 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 love,
Obsessed.
love her.
Obsessed. Her book, Half of the Yellow Sun. My parents are my family's from Nigeria as well. Helped me to understand my entire adult family, my parents better. It was just such a brilliant book. But I'm doing the adaptation of her new book, Americana, or as we say, Americana.
Oh, that's great. That's so
Yeah.
exciting. Who else is going to be in it? Do you know?
Yes, it was going to be with Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and produced and created by Denai Guerrera. We have a host of other people also participating, but those women in particular are driving the story.
Don't you feel like Hollywood in sort of the aftermath of Me Too is much more receptive to roles for strong women and strong women behind the camera as well? I mean, I just feel like I'm seeing more and more come to fruition. It took a while because you had the production schedule,
Of
but
course.
I do feel like things are changing, at least as an outsider. Do you think so too?
I think the attempt to change is there. The desire is certainly showing itself. Kind of going back to this thing I was saying earlier with Mrs. America, I think this project highlights the blind spot that existed in that time, and in that time in 1972, and now the opportunity in this new wave of feminism for us to make sure that we include everyone in the discussion. I think that's what Me Too, Women's March,
Time's
really
up.
brought to Time's Up, exactly. Time's Up in particular brought to light within the industry that the absence of women and the absence of women of color, stories of strength, all of these things, the Bechdel test, where you stood on that. And I think I think there is a strong body within the community who is interested in being the change agent, not
Right.
interested in being the gatekeeper to the status quo. So
Yeah.
those people I'm excited to work with. And I think here's the other thing, going back to you talking about Orange. I think Orange, I think shows like Scandal, Shonda Rhimes, Genji, writing shows that were new, had new faces representing the leads and voice of the storyteller. I think there was a real surprise that there was an audience there.
I mean,
I think
duh,
people,
duh. Like
right.
what? I mean, that's so asinine, isn't it? But that's okay. Listen, better late than never, right? And I just
Exactly.
finished watching Kerry Washington and
Oh,
Reese
yes.
Witherspoon and
Little
Little
Fires.
Fires Everywhere.
That's my
And
jam.
it was so good. And, that's a very female-led enterprise, just as Mrs. America is. It was so fun to look at the credits and see so many females behind the camera and in front of the camera, which
That's right.
I just thought was awesome. Hey, on a lighter note, what are you doing for fun? How are you keeping yourself occupied during this crazy, crazy time?
Okay, yes. What am I doing? I am vinoing. Cheers again.
Yeah, my husband just
I,
joined and said, "More wine, Katie." I'm not a big drinker. I just drink like maybe a glass when I have these little happy hours.
yes, which is fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. I have, in all seriousness, I have a dog, Fenway. I'm from Boston. My dog is named Fenway Bark.
Aw.
So
Where is Fenway?
He's upstairs. He's
Tell him.
upstairs. He is an actor's dog because my dog, he would never, you see this chair I'm sitting in right now? He
I
would
kind of.
never on a normal day jump up here, but somehow when I'm doing a FaceTime or anything camera related, this dog will come right here and suddenly want to be in the show. And
Well,
he would be,
so where's Fenway now?
he's upstairs. I put him upstairs.
Oh, because you didn't want him to interrupt our
Yes,
conversation.
because he'd be barking.
What kind of dog is he?
He's an Airedale Terrier.
Oh, cute. They're so cute.
Super cute.
They're very kind of, I don't know. How would you describe Airedale? They have very good posture.
Yes, I would say very regal dogs. Is that
Yeah.
how I would describe it? But describe them.
You know,
But I
by
don't
the way,
shave him in that like super. He looks like a teddy bear.
but they're not that cuddly, are they? He's kind of bristly, isn't he?
No, they are like little wire. They're not super bristly. They're like hair dogs, hyperallergenic dogs. When they grow hair out, if you cut them low, it can be kind of bristly. But they're not like they're not lap dogs. But my Fenway, he will always, if I was laying on the couch right now, he would lay right in front of me. He wants to be close.
Well, a lot of people are asking you to go get Fenway. I don't know if you would be willing to do that. Can you go get him?
Go get the dog?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you want to wait, yes.
I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay. Everybody says they want to see Fenway. By the way, you guys, not only is Uzo from Boston, she ran the Boston Marathon in 2015. So I wanted to ask her about that because I could never in a million years run a marathon. I can barely run a mile. So I'm very impressed that she did that. So we're going to probably wrap things up pretty soon after Fenway makes an appearance and Uzo tells us what she's watching and reading. But hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, hey, by the way, you guys watching, please sign up for my daily newsletter called Wake Up Call. We've got 4 really smart women working their asses off. Oh, it's anyway, go to katiecouric.com to sign up. What kind of dog did Uzo say she had? She has I can't remember, you guys. My brain is mush. Oh, here comes Fenway. Oh, we'll ask her about Medfield, you guys. Someone wants me to ask Uzo about Medfield. Okay, where's Fenway? Come here, Fenway.
Let me get him. Hold on.
Okay, what kind of dog is it again?
An Airedale Terrier.
Airedale, that's right, an Airedale Terrier.
There he is.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Fenway.
Hi.
Oh, he's so cute. Is he big?
Yeah, he's like a medium-sized dog.
Oh, look at him. How old is he?
He will be 4 in May.
Oh, he is so cute.
Yes, he is. He's going to start barking too.
Hey, Uzo, I was just telling everybody you actually ran the Boston Marathon in 2015.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yesterday was Marathon Monday, or Monday was Marathon Monday.
Yeah, that is damn impressive. Was that hard?
Very, very, very hard. But I did it for charity, so that made it worth it. And it's something that I've grown up with my whole life. Marathon Monday is a big event, in Massachusetts. And so, everybody goes to see one part of the race at some point, some part of it. And so then when I got the chance to compete or run it, I was like, oh my, and even in college, let me say on college, like it runs right through Boston University where I went to school, and it's a day off from school and everybody takes part. My teammates and I, we used to go out and watch. So when I got to run it, it's just wild to be going through all these parts of town and the state that I know. Here he goes. He's a singer, Katie.
That's okay. That's okay. He can sing away.
Yeah. But it was awesome also because I had all of my friends, like so many of my friends, so many of my family members came out because of, it's Boston. So it was pretty cool.
Everyone was asking, how was Heartbreak Hill?
Oh, the worst, you guys. It was the absolute worst. And I mean, you know what? It was bad because it's not like when you look up really steep hill. You feel it right away. It was this really gradual incline that lasts for, if it like a mile or a mile and a half, something like this. And it was just it was horrible. I'm not even going to show you. It was horrible.
Well, I'm very impressed you ran it. By the way, not Ellie, Carrie, my daughter who's here in the house, is watching from a different room, and she just wanted to point out that Myrtle in The Great Gatsby had a Airedale Terrier.
Well, thank you for that, F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I'm like, okay, thank you, Carrie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just tell us quickly, Uzo, what have you been watching? I can't run it. Someone tell me to run the marathon. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
No.
What have you been watching? What have you been reading? Is there anything or what have you been listening to? I know you put together a really eclectic playlist.
Yes, I've been listening to a lot of music. I was just doing a playlist today, actually. Fenway. I was just doing a playlist. He's going to do an aria today.
Okay, don't worry. He's fine.
I was doing a playlist this afternoon, a new one. Listening to a lot of music. I've been reading. I read a while ago, My Sister, The Serial Killer. I read two of my castmates have books. You and I as Mothers, Laura Prepon, and My Sister.
I heard that book by Laura is really good.
It's beautiful. I'm not a mom, but it's a great keepsake to have, for when I become one.
Or you could give it to your mom for Mother's Day.
That's true. That's true. I could definitely do that as well, which is a good option. Yes. Yeah. Or my sister as well. What else? I have been cooking. I love to cook.
What is the cooked? Oh wait, sorry.
What did you say?
What is the best thing you've cooked?
Thing I've cooked. I would say, I made Korean beef bibimbap. Do you know what bibimbap
I do. It's delicious.
Yes.
They used to have a restaurant near CBS that I used to get that at. I love that.
Delicious. And I was like making the sauce. I didn't realize all the stuff that went into it that I think would just be generally delicious to like season and marinate beef. It was delicious.
Will you send me the recipe, Uzo?
Absolutely.
And by the way, tonight, guess what I'm making tonight?
What are you making?
Fried chicken and waffles.
Boom, delicious.
I'm making the fried chicken in the air fryer.
How is that there? Is it your first time? I've never used an air fryer.
No, I've used it before. We made actually a whole roasted chicken in it.
Oh,
and
wow.
We made two because there's 6 of us here. And we compared the one in the oven with the one in the air fryer. And I have to be honest, the one in the air fryer was better.
Really? Why?
I don't know. It was just juicier. It was just kind of crisper. I don't know. It was delicious. It was Ina Garten's recipe.
Oh, I love
it. Kind of like a compare and contrast. But I'm going to post on stories tonight my air fryer fried chicken and waffles. And I found my waffle maker, so I'm super excited.
So you're going to make the waffles. Everything's fresh. The waffle maker and the waffles, and the chicken.
Yeah. What do you think I'm using? Eggo?
I didn't know.
Come on. This is a full service operation here.
I love it.
Anyway, I'll send me your recipe. And what do you I've been asking people. I asked the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed. Isn't that a great name, by the way?
Yes,
London Breed. She's fantastic. But I asked her what she was most excited about doing after this is all over, or as we have a little more freedom. So let me ask you, Uzo, what are you excited about doing when this kind of calms down?
What am I most excited about doing? Oh, I know what I'm most excited about doing. I am most excited about going to Cafe Luluk. It is a small, like this amazing, fantastic bistro in Brooklyn over in Burham Hill that has, and I'm going to go on record here as having said it, the best pancakes in all of New York City. I said what I said, and I do not regret it. I stand by it. The best. There is a line out the door normally. Any day you go there, and it's sad now that you know that their doors are closed and that that they're not having business. But I mean, literally, when I say the first thing I'm going to do is have brunch over there. It is the most amazing brunch in the city. But those pancakes, you don't need syrup.
Really?
Yes, I
Wow,
know. Everybody, literally, every time I tell people, they're like, and then we go, and they're like, these are the best pancakes I've ever had in my life.
well, maybe we can meet there for pancakes when things calm down. That would be so fun. And you've got me in the mood for my waffles tonight.
Yes, I know. I was thinking
So,
about that. I was like, well, it's not waffles, it's not pancakes, but the waffles are good too.
yeah, I'm excited. Well, Uzo, by the way, people are very excited to see you here and very excited about Mrs. America, and your future projects sound awesome. And I can't recommend Mrs. America enough, everybody. If you're interested in the feminist movement, if you're interested in kind of seeing behind the scenes of what was going on, how the Equal Rights Amendment was thwarted, how important it is to actually make sure the Equal Rights Amendment is ratified now, because it's in the process of that of that happening now. I highly recommend it. And what else? Oh, it's Cafe Le Luc. Is that, how do you spell that?
Luc.
Luc. It's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And
It's
and
bomb.
everybody go get the pancakes at Cafe Le Luc. All these restaurants are being decimated and they need our support.
Yeah.
I'm buying gift cards for people.
Oh, good.
So they can go to restaurants, and we have to support the restaurant workers who are really, really suffering right now. Thank you, Uzo. It's really fun to see you again.
You too.
Yeah, ERA Today, right on, everybody. ERA Today.
Yeah.
And we'll stay in touch and send me that recipe. I'll post it in Wake Up Call.
Absolutely, I will. I will send it to you today.
All right. Big kiss.
Take care.
Tell Fenway we said bye, and thank you for keeping it down towards the end of the interview.
He said he's taking a nap over there by the steps, so I will pass it on.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
Uzo. Bye,
Take
everybody. Care. Cheers.
Have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.